Stalking is on the rise. It's scary and can make you feel very vulnerable and frustrated. And if it gets out of hand, threatening your security, you may need to ask a court for a restraining or protective order. In his informative new book, Stalker Poison, author Shaun Sundahl explains how the process works and what steps you need to take to get an order. It's an easy 5-step process. Step 1. Make sure you have everything you need. First off, you need a good reason. The judge will need a good reason to legally require the restrained person to stay away from you and to not communicate with you. Secondly, you'll need money. Depending on the jurisdiction, a restraining order can cost several $100s in filing fees. But if you hire an attorney, you may need to pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for the initial petition and the appeal process. If you are a victim of domestic violence or stalking, you should ask for a fee waiver. You don't always need an attorney to represent you, but if you want one, their fees are rarely covered under a fee waiver, but still, it doesn't hurt to ask. Third, do you have the time? Waiting for your turn to petition for a restraining order can take an hour, several hours, or perhaps the entire court day. It also doesn't hurt to ask your state labor department if your employer is required to give you the time off. And lastly, you will need the stalker's description, including, but not limited to, his or her height, weight, hair color, and eye color. Since the restrained person needs to be served the restraining order, you will also need a physical address where he or she will likely be found. Step 2. Complete the petition. Go to the court in your jurisdiction and ask for the petition or application for the restraining order. Include relevant facts that cause you to fear for your safety and the safety of others under your care. These facts may be disputed. You might be able to get an electronic copy of it on the court's website. It's pretty easy to fill out. Step 3. Turn in the petition. Most likely, you will turn in your petition to the court clerk and wait in a lobby or area for your name to be called. Once you are called, the judge might appear and ask you to clarify some information on your petition. If you meet the judge's standard of proof for a restraining order, the judge will grant you what is called a temporary restraining order. Step 4. Serving the restraining order. Typically, a court officer, process server, deputy constable, sheriff, or marshal, or a sworn law enforcement officer can serve the order. In most jurisdictions, the order must be handed over to the restrained person in person. Step 5. Attend the court hearing. 7 to 30 days after your temporary restraining order was issued, you'll attend an evidentiary court hearing. During the hearing, bring any witnesses, police reports, or other evidence with you. Realize that before you present the evidence or witnesses, you may need to disclose the evidence or witnesses to your stalker beforehand. If the judge feels the evidence or testimony is credible, and you have a reasonable basis of fearing physical harm from the restrained person, the judge may grant you a permanent restraining order. These types of orders, generally, last between 2 and 5 years. For more great information on stalking and ways to protect yourself, please check out Shaun Sundahl's essential book, now available on Amazon.com. And you can subscribe to Shaun's YouTube channel as well.